Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with a word for today. And the word for today is good judgment. In Titus today, the command to use good judgment is given 3 times. Good judgment is something that is developed over time that comes from experience. One of my commentators says that good judgment results from complete clarity of mind. Wow. The Greek word translated good judgment means to achieve self-control, self-mastery, and sensibleness. The implication in Titus is that good judgment is taught. We don't use the term good judgment anymore because there's so little of it. We use the term critical thinking skills. Once again, they are taught, but they're not taught in our schools anymore, which is why there is such a dearth of critical thinking skills in our society. So how do we develop good judgment? How do we teach good judgment? The simple answer is we ask questions and refuse vapid, silly, surface-level answers. Parenting 101 is to ask 17 to 18-year-olds, how's that working for you? The primary way to develop critical thinking skills is to read something and then ask the questions. What's the main idea? What are some of the principles expounded or implied? What is the practical application? In the agrarian society that the Bible was written in, the son went to work with the father at a very young age. It was the father's job to teach the son a trade. In the process of teaching the trade to a son, the father was to take plenty of teaching moments to expound the word, talk about life, and ask questions to the son. Mothers were to do the same with daughters. Our society has moved away from that idea with the Industrial Revolution. So if we're not learning good judgment because we don't have long hours spent with our parents where good questions can be explored, if our schools are no longer teaching critical thinking skills, where do we go to develop the good judgment that the Bible commands us to develop? The simple answer is a discipleship group. The complex answer is to engage in a group of like-minded believers that has someone with good judgment in it, that knows how to ask good questions, read something of substance like the Word, something that addresses life's issues, and discuss it. When I first moved to Hawaii, the idea of sitting on the porch with the kapuna, listening to their stories, asking questions, answering their questions, was presented to me as the way for this to take place. This takes time. This takes relationship. It takes someone who has good judgment. I'm not sure that people see discipleship in this context, but this is the context of discipleship in Jesus' time. The Bible doesn't record a whole lot of these discussions, but I'm sure that after a day of ministry or during the long walk to the next place of ministry, Jesus asked questions of the boys and expected answers. The boys got to ask questions of Jesus. They talked about what had taken place during the times of ministry. They probably asked why things worked the way they did and why things didn't work and how to do better next time. And I'm just as sure that Jesus gave them things to think about and then came back around to them. The Lord reminded me about a specific section in a book that I read a while back, so I went back and started to reread it. The writer said that the disciples, the crowds, did not take notes, even though they were all capable of writing when Jesus preached, because the notion of information download was considered silly at the time. It's not information. It's revelation that impacts our lives. And for revelation to impact us, we have to be engaged at a much deeper level than information intake. Question asking and answering by someone who has good judgment is the key that unlocks the door to developing good judgment, because it leads to revelation instead of information. I call these revelation events Holy Ghost moments. I want to challenge you today to participate in question and asking and answering discussions. I want to challenge you today to look for opportunities for Holy Ghost moments so that you can develop the good judgment and help somebody else develop the good judgment the Bible commands us to use. The word today is good judgment. God bless. Check in. tomorrow.